When your dog sleeps between your legs, do you actually know what that means? Most people assume it's just comfort, just warmth, just a cozy sleeping spot. But behind that closeness, there's something deeper that most dog owners completely miss. It's one of the most emotional and instinctive things your dog can do. And if you misunderstand it, which most owners do, you might slowly weaken the trust your dog is trying to build with you. Let's start with what this behavior really means. And by the way, if your dog ever suddenly stops sleeping near you at all, don't ignore it. Well, I'll come back to that later, because it means more than most people realize. 1. The comfort myth. It's not just about warmth. You're lying down, maybe scrolling your phone, maybe trying to sleep, and your dog comes over circles once, then wedges themselves right between your legs. Most people think it's about comfort. You think they just like the warmth. But here's what's actually happening. Your dog isn't just choosing a soft spot. They're choosing the safest possible position in relation to you between your legs is not random. It's one of the most protected physical spaces in your entire body. From your dog's perspective, it's the center of your presence. Emotionally, this is not about temperature. It's about security. Think about that for a second. In the wild, animals don't sleep in vulnerable positions unless they feel completely safe. And your dog? They're placing themselves in a position where they're partially restricted, where movement is limited, where escape is slower. That's not comfort. That's trust. What this reveals about how your dog sees you is that you are not just their owner, you are their safe zone. And here's where it gets even deeper. 2. The science of proximity. Why your dog needs your body. Have you ever noticed something strange? Even if there's an entire bed available, your dog still chooses you. Most people think dogs just like being close. But here's what's actually happening. A 2017 study from the University of Vienna found that dogs show significantly lower stress levels when they are in physical contact with their owners. But what matters is this. Your presence doesn't just comfort your dog. It regulates them. Your breathing, your body heat, your subtle movements. All of it sends signals that your dog's nervous system reads as everything is okay. Think about that for a second. When your dog sleeps between your legs, they are syncing themselves with you. Your heartbeat becomes their rhythm. Your stillness becomes their permission to rest. Emotionally, this is huge. Because your dog isn't just sleeping, they are co-regulating their entire body with yours. This is the same mechanism seen between mothers and puppies. And what this reveals about how your dog sees you is that you are not just a companion. You are their emotional anchor. And here's what most people don't realize. 3. The scent bond. You are their safe base. Have you ever wondered why your dog doesn't just sleep near you, but specifically touches you? Most people assume proximity is enough. But here's what's actually happening. Dogs experience the world primarily through scent. Your body carries a unique chemical signature that your dog recognizes instantly. Studies on canine cognition show that dogs can identify their owner's scent, even in complex environments filled with distractions. But what matters is this. Your scent is not just familiar. It's reassuring. Think about that for a second. When your dog presses between your legs, they're surrounding themselves with your scent from all sides. It's the equivalent of being wrapped in safety. Emotionally, this creates a powerful effect. Your dog feels grounded, stable, protected. In pack behavior, this is what happens when a dog identifies someone as their safe base. Not just a leader, not just the provider, but the center of their world. What makes this even more powerful is, your dog is choosing this every single time. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more dog owners who actually want to understand what their dog is really saying. 4. The instinct root. This started long before you. Let's go back further. Before your home, before your bed, before your dog even met you. Most people think this behavior is learned, but here's what's actually happening. This instinct comes from early puppy development and ancestral pack behavior. In a litter, puppies pile together when they sleep, not randomly, but strategically. They press close. They layer over each other. They seek the most protected positions in the group. Why? Because in the wild, warmth is survival, but proximity is protection. Think about that for a second. The safest puppies are the ones closest to the center. The most vulnerable are on the edges. So when your dog sleeps between your legs, they are recreating that exact instinct. But now, you are the center emotionally. This is profound, because your dog isn't just choosing a position. They are placing you in the role of protector. What this reveals about how your dog sees you is that you are their pack structure, their safety, their stability. And this is where most owners get it wrong. They don't do this with everyone. Let's be honest. Your dog doesn't sleep like this with strangers. They don't wedge themselves between just anyone's legs. Most people overlook this detail. But here's what's actually happening. This behavior is selective. Your dog is making a choice. Think about that for a second. Out of every person they meet, every place they could rest, they choose you. Not randomly, not casually, but intentionally, emotionally. This means something very specific. Your dog feels safe enough with you to be vulnerable. Because sleeping is the most vulnerable state an animal can be in. And placing themselves between your legs, that's even deeper. It means they trust you not just to be near them, but to protect them while they are defenseless. What makes this even more powerful is your dog is not just seeking protection. They are offering connection. And what this reveals about how your dog sees you is that you are not interchangeable. You are their person. And here's where it gets even deeper. 6. The ultimate revelation. They're protecting you too. You might think this is one-sided, that your dog is the one seeking comfort, that they are the one needing protection. But here's what's actually happening. When your dog sleeps between your legs, they are also positioning themselves in a place where they can detect movement, where they can react quickly, where they can alert you if something changes. This is not passive. This is active awareness. Impact dynamics. Sleeping close like this allows for shared vigilance. One rests, but all remain connected emotionally. Your dog is saying something powerful. I trust you to protect me, and I will protect you too. That's not instinct alone. That's a bond. What this reveals about how your dog sees you is that you are part of the same unit, not above them, not separate from them, but with them. And this is where that earlier warning starts to matter. The warning. When this stops, pay attention. Remember earlier when I mentioned, if your dog suddenly stops sleeping near you, this is what that really means. Most people don't notice when this behavior disappears, but here's what's actually happening. A sudden change in sleeping patterns can signal stress, discomfort, or even health issues. Think about that for a second. If your dog once felt safe enough to sleep pressed against you, and now chooses distance, something has shifted emotionally or physically. It could be anxiety. It could be pain. It could be a subtle break in routine that made them feel uncertain. And this is why you should never ignore it, because this behavior was never random. It was communication. And when it disappears, that's communication too. So the next time your dog sleeps between your legs, remember what it really means. It's not just about warmth. It's not just about comfort. That's not a random habit. That's trust. That's instinct. That's connection. That's your dog choosing you as their safest place in the world. And that behavior, it was never small to your dog. And it shouldn't be small to you either.